great! You came back to see me. I'll keep on with my extraordinary tale.
You mentioned the month after your birthday.
That's right. The mayor made an important announcement. He wanted to form a town band and asked anyone who could play an instrument to join. It was my big chance at last. People would finally listen to me play. I signed up immediately for the auditions and rehearsed every day. If my parents heard me in the July 14th parade, they'd maybe pay me more attention. You won't believe your ears, I kept telling them. And they realized for once I'd stopped moping around and let me play, only too pleased to see me busy with something I loved. After 4 weeks of hard work, I was ready for the auditions. I went to the town hall and started playing a piece I knew off by heart in front of the jury. But soon they interrupted me. I asked them what was wrong. They said it had nothing to do with my playing and that I played very well. It was just, and they hadn't dared tell me earlier, that they didn't need violins in the band. They wanted a traditional brass ensemble with horns, flutes, and drums. I was shattered. I was so ashamed I hadn't been accepted. The jury tried to console me, of course. They told me my friends and their electric guitars hadn't been accepted either, but it made no difference to me. That evening I went for a walk in the country, unable to go home and tell my parents I had failed. But actually, it was the best thing to happen to me.
Hang on, I'm lost here. You said failure was the best thing to happen to you?
No, I was talking about what came after.
And what did come after?
Aha! I'll tell you that some other time, if you're good.
Why do I feel only 10 years old?
Right, where was I? Oh yes, the extraordinary thing that happened to me. The band had turned me away, so I went for a walk through the dark countryside, wallowing in my grief. I walked for ages, far from any signs of life, and, after a while, my feet started to hurt. I decided to take a rest and sat down on a tree stump to watch the stars in the night sky. One of the joys of living in the country is the clear night skies that display the stars perfectly. And in these silent, desolate surroundings, I took up my violin and I started to play, to feel myself exist. I felt compelled to fill the silence with music. Even though, surrounded by the heavens, I was totally insignificant. I still felt alive because I was playing. I don't know how long I played for. I was totally lost in the music. But when I stopped, there they were.
Who were there?
The horses, 4 horses. They'd heard my violin and come silently to the music. They were several yards away, that's all, staring at me, transfixed by the sound of the instrument. And I stared back, mesmerized by the sleek beauty and their majestic silhouettes in the night. It was as if, by their silence, they had sensed my grief and understood my music. They had always been nearby, and I would see them regularly. I had never really paid them attention before. But that night I gazed upon them as I had never gazed upon them before, and I fell under the charm of those magnificent creatures. I went home utterly excited at the idea of seeing them again as soon as I could, and I had an urge to ride them. But of course, life is never so straightforward.
How come?
I'll tell you more next time. I'd rather you stay with the fairy tale image of me playing violin to the horses.
I was upset that Jade and I had argued. I'd promised to leave the academy, and I didn't like going back on my word, even if it was a promise taken in anger. The other pupils barely mentioned the episode. I had announced my intention to join Beechwood, and they felt betrayed. I could understand that. I was lost, caught between the desire to stay with my friends and my pride not to give in to Jade. I do confess that secretly I was falling under Esteban's charms. My fierce independence and icy cool manner melted at his contact, and the thought of staying with him, even in this winter world, particularly appealed to me. I could tell Jade was working on me to change my mind. A simple apology might have been enough.
Without her, the team is too weak, as well as you know.
I know, but I can't force her. If she wants to make the biggest mistake of her life, then let her.
When does she want to leave?
She'll compete tomorrow and then join Esteban. Why did they let him out?
Doping horses doesn't merit life imprisonment.
But he humiliated me. He betrayed me. He deserves worse.
Your young protégée is very attached to her friends. I'm sure a simple sorry could make her change her mind.
You don't know what a charmer Esteban can be. When I was with him, wild horses couldn't tear me away. I'm stuck what to do.
Take time out, relax. That's what I came to tell you. There's a rock group playing tonight at a pub in town. Give it a go. I'm sure it'll do you good.
Wanna come too?
I think it's better you go alone. I've still got work to do. I'll join you later, maybe.
See you later then.
Jade,
Yes?
you still love Esteban, don't you?
You understand why he's so dangerous now? Good evening.
Good evening. Can I see your ticket, please?
Ticket? Oh no, just my luck. Where can I find one of them?
At this time of night, nowhere. You could always try our website for the date of our next concert.
I guess that's all I can do. Have a good evening. It's funny though. I'm sure I recognize the name of the group. Might as well visit the website mentioned on the poster and see if I'm right. No info is no. Thanks very much.
I've only got a vague idea where the photo was taken, but I should be able to find it easily using the photo on the website. Good job! A bit of computer wizardry, and no one will notice the difference.
Fantastic! Thanks a bundle. You couldn't do the wizardry bit, could you? I'm not very good with computers.
That makes two of us. You should ask Samuel. He's a real pro.
Samuel, I've got a small favour to ask.
Always a pleasure to help a damsel in distress, especially if the damsel is cute and red-headed like yourself.
Samuel, behave. It's very flattering, but remember I'm your teacher. You owe me respect.
Yeah, but only several years ago you were still a student.
I know. Sometimes I take myself too seriously.
And the favour?
Oh, yeah. I need you to help me forge a ticket for a gig.
Nice one. Miss Owe Me Respect joins the crime world.
It's just I love rock music and I wouldn't miss this concert for anything.
It's not really my scene, but for the love of music, I'll do anything.
Here's the internet address with the picture for copying.
Leave it with me and come back in a mo.
Jade, have you seen what's going on in town tonight?
It's incredible! Splendiferous! The best day of my life, ever!
What's going on?
The Bloodflowers are playing tonight, down at the pub.
Their singer is such a hunk.
A total charmer.
Totally.
Woo!
Actually, someone did say something, and...
Sorry, got to go. The gig's going to start.
Wait! You mean you've got tickets?
Of course. What do you think? We wouldn't miss it for the world. Later.
Aurelie, reckon they'll play My Favourite Monkey?
If they don't.
I'm so out of touch these days. Right, let's see where Samuel's at. That's incredible. Just like the real thing.
It's because it is the real thing.
You what?
I'm no computer geek. I said I'd help you on this one because Carol offered me a ticket.
But don't you want to go with her?
Like I said, not my scene, but it definitely looks like it's yours. So be my guest.
That's so sweet of you, Samuel. Thank you.
Listen, Missy. If you don't behave, I'm going to have to call security. No ticket, no parking. Get it?
It just so happens I do have a ticket. Here.
How did you do that?
I bumped into Father Christmas.
You're the lucky one. Or the persistent one.
Ladies and gentlemen, straight from London, the new pop rock sensation, the new wave miracle. Let's hear it for the Bloodflowers.
Good evening.
Spike!
Wow, Princess, what are you doing here?
Jane or Spike?
No, that means
Yup.
autograph.
And the other thing about Esteban is that he's trying to corrupt my best student. Poor girl doesn't know what she's in for.
Have you tried talking to her?
She's more stubborn than me. It's impossible.
More stubborn than you? That's impossible.
So in the meantime, I don't know what to do.
I'll talk to your girl and give her a glimpse of the real Esteban.
I don't know what you could say, but it'd sure help.
Trust me, I've an idea.
I'm sure you do. But please, do tell me about you. I thought you'd found true love with Wendy Summers in the US.
But music was always my first love. Horses were never my cup of rosy, Lee. Wendy worked out I was living her passion, not mine. So I made a break for it. And never forget her. She's still #1 in my hit parade.
Are you still in contact?
Distance makes the heart grow distant. When I left, Wendy was really blue. Me too. There was no point phoning just to say how much it hurt.
I understand.
Ever since, I've been on the road, singing my pain to anyone who'll listen. The biggest laugh is people pay me.
People identify with suffering. The big thing is not to wallow in it.
What's up?
Listen to me giving advice I can't follow. I'm pathetic.
You're a star, Princess. We'll sort you out, don't worry.
Spike,
Yep,
it's great to see you again.
I've missed you, Princess.
For the first time, I felt sad at a competition approaching. It was the last one I would do with my friends. I had this sinking feeling I'd betrayed them, and somewhere it was true. Why was I acting like this? Pride? Love? Ambition? In any case, it wasn't through friendship, and I started to hate myself. This was going to be one tough competition.